that was the first time that I like kind of accepted that as a diagnosis, I think. Honestly, I think in the past I was like, I must have scammed them out of drugs. I must have been a little drug-seeking bitch.
Just really wanted the Adderall.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I really wanted the Adderall so I could function.
That life was good.
Right, that wasn't drug-seeking behavior. That was a diagnosis. Hello, my neurospicy queen.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about being neurodivergent at work, but I think before we do that, we should make a disclaimer that today we are talking about our experience of being neurodivergent at work, and we do not claim to speak for all neurodivergent people.
That is a good point.
And we probably don't even have the right clinical definition of what qualifies and does not qualify for neurodivergence. So
we cannot diagnose you.
We cannot diagnose you. We can barely diagnose
This is
ourselves.
not medical advice.
This is not medical advice. And we apologize in advance if we have offended you in any way, past, present, or future.
A future for sure. It will happen.
For sure.
I can guarantee we can talk more about it. I will be offending everyone.
That's part of your neurodivergence.
Yeah.
So let's just jump in. First of all, do you identify with being neurodivergent, or do you think like...
Yeah, so I was debating on how much I was going to share, but I might as well just lay it out there.
We're not good at filtering. That's part of
Right,
our
what am I supposed to do? Not talk about it for the whole episode about it?
No.
Come on.
No, we're just going to do it full send.
Okay, so I was diagnosed with combined type ADHD, which I was surprised about, that it was combined type and not... So the three types are inattentive, hyperactive, and combined, both of them. I was surprised it was not just inattentive, which is typically like you can't find your keys anywhere. Yeah. But I learned that in women, it's often internally in your mind that things are hyperactive. So you find yourself bouncing from one idea to the other.
Quick side quest on this idea before we finish with that.
Or feeling anxious about your thoughts that are like running through your head at all times. Maybe you too have a version of hyperactive ADHD. I also, at the polite request of my therapist, underwent assessment for autism. And this was all very strange. This is a good part of the disclaimer, that you said and that in my experience. But I scored like 100% on this test that they give you. It is an hours-long situation. But I was not, it literally was a little bit like Maury Povich when at the end, they're like, and you are not the father? Because you read the assessment, which is okay, I see where this is going. Mm-hmm. And then the last line is because of the technicality of the DSM, which is, I don't know what it stands for, the DSM, but it's all
the
of
book,
their
all the things that can be wrong with you.
Yeah, the clinical diagnoses. There's some kind of thing that's if it can't not be described by the diagnosis you already have, then they're not going to diagnose you with something else. So she's you already have anxiety, and I can't for 100% sure say that this is not all because of anxiety. So you do not have
that's
autism. So I technically am not diagnosed with it. But there have been
I would say colloquially, there have been signs. Wasn't there a part of your screening that you had to have other people fill out that paper for you?
Yes. And so she did say maybe if my husband had rated me higher in certain areas.
So I think that they picked the wrong spouse to fill that out.
Also,
they picked your actual spouse and not your work spouse. Yeah. And I would have liked a shot at filling this out.
My therapist was also give me that form.
Have you read that thing that's it's a big hole in the process that parents have to fill out criteria about their kids as part of an assessment for autism or ADHD or all these different things to be hey, does your kid wear their socks weird? And they're no, it's not weird. They wear them inside out always, normal people do. Well,
it's not weird.
Actually, these things are incredibly hereditary and are just now being understood enough to start diagnosing. So if your child is diagnosed with ADHD or autism, odds are I came from one of you,
Yes.
so you should look into it.
And one thing I've learned about myself that may be a red flag or green flag for anyone is that if you are always very sure of something, like 100% sure that it could only be this way, like that is the biggest thing that I've had to unlearn. Like, of course, this is the way it's done. No one likes XYZ. Like, no one likes this one thing. Like, no, actually, that's just your own opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. I have been diagnosed with ADHD thrice in my life due to failings of the American medical system. I don't have autism. I've never been diagnosed with autism. I don't think I have autism, but I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was in college. And at that point, both of my brothers and my dad had already been diagnosed with ADHD. So when I went to our like family doctor and I was like, I think I want to be screened for ADHD, he was like, you have it. Like, I've diagnosed everyone in your family. I'm sure you do. He gave me like one paper to fill out and he was like, check. Here's your prescription.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I like took my meds. They were helpful. I did take like a stimulant medication. And after college, I like sort of gaslit myself about the whole thing. I was like, I don't think I need to take these pills anymore. Maybe I didn't have ADHD. Maybe I was just like too busy and now I'm working like a 9 to 5. So I don't think I need this anymore. So I stopped taking my meds and I was fine for a long time. And then, as is very common with women, especially after I had my second child, we had just started Emmy. I was like, things are bad. I think I would like to go back on the meds that I was taking when I got diagnosed with ADHD. So I talked to my therapist and she took me through well, actually, that's not true. I talked to my primary care doctor because that was who diagnosed me with ADHD last time. And I was like, hey, I have been diagnosed with ADHD in the past. I would like to go back on my medication. She was basically like, that's not really like something that I can help you with. But she said, I am willing to prescribe the medication for you if you get a letter from a mental health professional that like confirms your diagnosis, or if you get your medical record that shows you were diagnosed in the past. I couldn't get the medical record. That, first of all, as a person with ADHD, do you know how much executive function it would require for me to get a medical record from like 15 years ago? It's not possible. I attempted it as like, this isn't going to happen. So I talked to Marge, my girl Marge. She took me through a much more thorough ADHD evaluation than the one that I did the first time. And she was like, yes, you have ADHD. And that was the first time that I like kind of accepted that as a diagnosis, I think. Honestly, I think in the past I was like, I must have scammed them out of drugs. I must have been a little drug-seeking bitch.
Just really wanted the Adderall.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I really wanted the Adderall so I could function.
That life was good.
Right, that wasn't drug-seeking behavior. That was a diagnosis.
That was peace-seeking behavior.
Right, so I got back on the medication and it was, I mean, incredibly helpful, like truly life-changing. And I started talking with Marge, my therapist, more about ADHD and some of the other things I was experiencing and like all these things that I didn't actually know were part of ADHD. One of them that I'd never heard of before was rejection sensitivity. Have you heard of this? Mm-hmm. RSD, rejection sensitivity dysphoria. And the reason I'd gone to her in the first place was something happened. I like messed up something with one of our clients and you know, it was like not a big deal, but it was, I wasn't like anyone was dying, you know, like it was.
Fixed it, yeah.
Yeah, we fixed it, moved on. Like even the client was like, you know, this wasn't great, but it's okay. Like, let's talk about what we're gonna do next time to make sure it doesn't happen. Like it's just, it happens to everybody. But I was like, couldn't sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, like couldn't let it go, was really beating myself up about it. And it turns out that's also part of ADHD. I was like, I had no idea. And then I started doing a lot of my own research about ADHD in women and ADHD in moms and stuff like working memory. Like, oh, do you ever forget what you're saying in the middle of a sentence? All the time. All the time.
Whoops.
Yeah. And then the third time I got diagnosed with ADHD was because a year later, my primary care doctor was like, for me to keep prescribing this medication, you need to get a letter from a psychiatrist.
Not a therapist.
Not a therapist. So then I had to just literally go on Talkiatry and be like, hello, I'm here to get diagnosed with ADHD.
Again.
And by that point, she was like, okay, why do you think you have ADHD? And I was like, this reason, this reason, this reason. She's like, okay, what were your symptoms of ADHD in childhood? And I was like, this one, this one, this one. She was like, okay, does anyone in your family have ADHD? I was like,
yes.
This person, this person, this person, this person. She was like, okay, you have ADHD.
Here's your PP work.
Here's your PP work. Have a nice life. But for me, I think I did not feel, and maybe this is true for you or not, but I did not feel like, oh no, this means something is wrong with me. I felt so relieved to have a name for it, and other people who also felt this way, had these issues. I read something that was like not getting a diagnosis doesn't make the problem go away. It's like a horse growing up its whole life, a zebra growing up its whole life thinking it's a bad horse when actually it's just an excellent zebra.
Yeah, I didn't feel like anything was like wrong. It just was more like explained.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
That's why I'm so terrible at these several things.
Yeah.
And also was helpful to my partners.
Me being one of them.
And my husband to be like, this is why I am the way that I am.
Yeah.
Not to, and also like when you know why you're acting certain ways, like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of self-awareness, which is easy to say for someone who thinks they're sort of self-aware and hard to say for people who are not self-aware. But to be able to like not blame your diagnosis for something, but to work through it. Like,
right. And it also becomes like, this is not a character flaw of mine. Like I didn't do this or not do this because I'm a bad person and I suck at my job and I suck at life and I'm a bad partner, wife, friend, whatever. It's just like, oh, this is just because my brain works differently. And there are also really good things that come with that. This was a less good part.
One of my favorite sub-diagnoses, or maybe they're called something else, is PDA. That was a big one. Yeah. Persistent demand avoidance. I had this my whole life for sure. Basically, if you tell me to do something, then I'm not gonna do it.
You have to lead her into thinking that she wants
like now that I know that I experienced persistent demand avoidance, I will do it because it's me, it's not you.
You're avoiding the demand of your demand avoidance. You're like, you can't tell me I don't want to do that.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna let you tell me that I'm not gonna do that. Yes! Wow. So I thought I was outsmarting myself, but really...
You're working with...
I'm working with it. You ever have those moments where like, I just would remember like, those moments where like, I'm like loading the washing machine and my husband would be like, hey, do you think you could load the washing machine? And I'm like, what do you think I'm doing? Are you not... Like, he's like, obviously I did not know you were already loading the washing machine. I could not feel more mad in those moments as when he was telling me to do something that I was already doing. Well, now I'm not going to load the washing machine. No, you do it. That's not normal.
No, that's not normal. One of my sub diagnoses is face blindness, which
I do not have that.
Is like, I sort of talk about it as a joke, but it's actually real. And I talked to Marge about it. She was like, it is like a cognitive processing disorder.
Oh, interesting.
Something, whatever ADHD is. Like, it's just your brain is a little disordered in the way that it processes the world.
That's maybe like picking and choosing.
Yeah, like face blindness can be part of that. Like, I have a really hard time recognizing people, out of context at all. Like
Yeah.
I can use a lot of context clues to know who someone is. Like you picked me up at the airport and I obviously I know who you are. And you're someone I see all the time. Like it's not like I have a hard time recognizing.
I can wear a name
but
tag next time if you want.
I would love permanent name tags in the world. But I mean, honestly, I got a newsletter from my kid's summer camp one time. And I was like, oh, cool. They put a picture of Chance in the newsletter. And Tim was like, that is not Chance. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I looked at the kid and I was like, oh, those are not the sneakers I bought for Chance. That's not him.
Contact clues.
Yeah, but it was just a little boy that looked a lot like him, I guess. This comes up most often, like when I'm watching movies.
Do you know who else is face blind?
Who?
Everyone that ever loved Hannah Montana.
They weren't face blind. They were kind of stupid because they had a lot of context clues to operate from. One way that I recognize
was like, that looks a lot like Miley.
One way that I recognize people in movies and in real life is the sound of their voice. Hannah Montana and Miley have the exact same voice, exact same, zero disguise
I'm
there.
not buying it. I don't know how that was so popular for so many years.
Yeah.
I knew right away.
I think you were supposed to. That's part of the show. It's the concept. You have to know. But yes, face blindness, everyone that lived in the town with Hannah Montana.
All of her friends. Her best friend? No. Messed up, man.
It is. It's messed up. That's messed up. So yes, face blindness, I use the sound of people's voices a lot. And that I thought was actually kind of interesting to me because I've always learned better by hearing things rather than like reading them or watching them or whatever. Like I discovered this in high school because you know me, I overscheduled myself. So I was like trying to read all the books that I was supposed to read for English class and I discovered audiobooks. So I would like download the free audiobook online of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and like listen to it while I was getting ready for the day. I'm driving to school and driving to work and whatever. And then I could retain it and pass the quiz, but I could not sit down and read this boring ass book.
When you're reading, do you ever find yourself like, I read the whole page, then I'm like, I didn't
No idea what happened.
any of that.
Yeah,
I gotta read it all over again.
That was my experience trying to read The Count of Monte Cristo in 10th grade.
Oh, shoot.
I couldn't do it. I just could not get through
I
it.
read the words, but
They did not mean anything in my brain. But I think that I just am a little more sensitive to auditory stimuli. Like it means that I can learn really well by hearing something.
it also means you don't like listening to Pitbull in the morning.
It also means that I get very overstimulated by too many noises, or honestly, that rage that you feel when you're like, I'm already putting the laundry in, why is he telling me to do that? I feel that rage if someone is talking to me and I can't hear them because there's too many other noises happening. It is not rational, but it is absolute rage right away. So when you play Pitbull,
like, let's go.
we're trying
Gotta get the
to
day
get ready.
started. No, I don't typically play Pitbull, but I did once.
Like I would love if everything had subtitles and everyone wore name tags.
Like right now. We're
Yes.
just gonna go this way, maybe.
Yeah. Like maybe that's what they should be doing with the Meta glasses. I want real-time subtitles for everything in the world.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's doable, right?
1,000%.
We don't need to tell about that.
This episode is sponsored by marketingops.com, aka the group chat for grown-up marketers who are tired of flying solo. It's actually useful and no one's trying to sell you anything in your DMs. Check out marketingops.com because your job is hard enough without recreating your lead scoring model from scratch. New members get 10% off paid membership with our code PFB10.
What was corporate life like for you when you worked at like big corporate as a neurodivergent person who was not diagnosed at the time
Or aware.
or aware?
Well, first of all, it was bad because there were a lot of smells.
Office life is hostile to neurodivergent people.
You're gonna put onions all over your salad and bring it back to your desk? Assault. Oh my gosh. You know, I haven't really thought about it in the like lens of neurodivergence, but I liked being in an office. I think it was good for me. I think that it like gives you a little bit of a sense of a place, time, and routine to
It gives you like the right structure to your day.
Yeah. And like you see the same kind of people and people with ADHD I operate very well, like with structure.
Yeah.
But I also hate,
But your demand avoidance hates the structure.
Don't tell me what to do. It's backwards. So it's
I want you to lead me the way when I want to be led.
When I want to.
I want leadership. But don't just like boss me around, you know? Like lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
But there's a certain like demand that comes native to working in a corporate environment. Same as like going to school, right? Like this is how we do things here.
Right.
So you're in or you're out. So I think that I found that really helpful to like have a desk and have a space.
Did you have like an office with a door?
I did when I worked at GE. Yeah.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did like that.
I hated when I had an office. In fact, I was rarely in it. I was usually sitting in a chair in someone else's office. Like I needed a body double to get through the day.
I didn't like that, like some days I didn't see anyone because I was in my office. I was like, why did I just drive here for nothing?
So I think they kept the lights really low in the offices too, because I think it was supposed to be like calming.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's this like, what a nice peaceful place to work. It was like calming low lights or fluorescence. And I'm like by myself behind this giant wooden desk. And I was like, this sucks. Unfortunately for my coworkers, I don't think they really wanted me to be loitering in their office.
Yeah. They were like, I have work to do. Can you leave?
Right. But it was like the least productive I've ever been probably because I couldn't sit behind my desk and work. So I was always like, does anyone want to go get a snack with me? Do you want to go get a coffee?
Like,
do you want to go for a walk?
Thinking about when I worked at Highland, it was more of like an open cubicles.
That
situation.
I think is better.
That's better for you. That was worse for me because
better for me.
I was so distracted at all times. Like, I mean, if I really had to do something, you know, like headphones in, ambient music on, like I could crank something out. But the fact that like I had 3 friends within like 5 feet of me.
Hi guys.
Just like always just looking to make eye contact and be like, all right, I completed that task. Done for the day. Who wants to play?
No, I worked in an office that, didn't even have cubicles. We were just...
tables?
Yeah, but we were like at one table.
Yeah.
Just all together. And I really liked that because it was much easier to just have like a quick little connection with the other person without having to get up and leave where you were working.
Well, our cubicles were low.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
I've never been in a cubicle. Never had a cubicle. It sounds kind of nice. I think I would like it.
Mm-hmm. And then they were like called little pods. There was like 6 or 8 of us in a pod, and you could have some of them had little tables in the middle. We would like, eat lunch. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Don't tell me to go back to work in an office. I will never not work from home.
Never.
I actually think that working from home, though, I don't know how you feel about this. You very much have your space where you work. Yeah. I'm more nomadic in nature, like depending on what's happening that day in my life. Maybe that's because I have 3 kids. And so like what they're doing definitely impacts like the way my day is going. And obviously I have a lot of privilege in building the schedule. We own the company, right? So I'm not working for someone else where they're telling me I have to be in an office 9 to 5. Like we've structured a daycare in a way that works for us. But like our producer asked us to take a picture of our desks, and I was like, I don't really like
have one.
Yeah. I was like, here's a picture of a desk that I sit at sometimes, but like sometimes I'm in the basement, sometimes I'm at the kitchen. Like it just depends what's going on that day.
I've started getting a little more nomadic now that I have less meetings.
Yeah.
Now that we have a salesperson that's taking all the sales calls. It was when I had so many meetings in a day, I really needed to sit at a desk. Because it doesn't really matter what you do. Otherwise, it just doesn't look very professional. Yeah. I'm like, my laptop's floating around on my knee. But I have started like working from the couch or from the kitchen table. It's just like helpful to be able to get up and move around. I also went off my meds.
Wow.
Because, this is like what happens every time I go on this medication. It's like a stimulant med is really helpful, but it also has a lot of side effects. Mm-hmm. And the biggest one is it makes it really hard to eat. At least for me, it makes it really, really hard for me to eat. And when I was 20, it was like, wow, I'm so skinny.
And now you're like, I can't function.
Right. Yeah. When you're in your 30s, it's more like, wow, I can't function and I wrecked my metabolism. So maybe we need to stop doing this for a little bit. But I discovered that the same way that I had to like kind of retrain myself to eat like small meals throughout the day with protein and fiber, it also helps with my ADHD.
See, a little treat.
It's a little treat. Yeah. The dietitian was like, yeah, you're retraining your brain to release the right brain chemicals in small amounts throughout the day by feeding it small amounts throughout the day. And
wow.
Yes, that works to repair your metabolism and for ADHD.
Yeah, that's a hot tip because I raw dog my ADHD. I don't have any meds, and that's because stimulants are bad for people who have circulation disorders, which is me. My vascular doctor was literally like, you cannot go on a stimulant or you will die. Okay. So I think you and I both give each other a lot of grace.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to. We've untrained ourselves from being able to function in a corporate environment anymore.
There are some things that maybe neurotypical people may notice about neurodivergent people. Like, number one, I'm going to make you do number two. So,
okay, I'll come up with a number two.
Number one, I forgot it.
Okay, well, that's one.
Number two.
We have no working memory.
We have no working memory. Number two.
Working memory, for those who don't know that term.
It literally just happened. I'm so glad.
There's your long-term memory, which is like obviously things that happened in the past. And I think that happens overnight. Like your brain moves the short-term memories into long-term memory. And your short-term memory, which is like stuff that happened earlier today. And then your working memory is like you remembering what you need to say right now in this moment. Hold it in your brain long enough to execute your thought.
Guys,
that is what people with ADHD struggle with. Another thing is time blindness, which works kind of in opposite ways for both of us. Time blindness means you have little to no concept of time.
Like how long things
take. Yeah. Tell us about you timing yourself to get out the door.
I mean, today I took a shower 20 minutes before we left.
Okay, but you told me yesterday that you timed yourself to see how long it takes you to do all the things you need to do to get out the door.
It's basically not even to get out the door. To transition from one activity to another, it takes 7 minutes. And I had to time myself because in my mind, it actually took 0 minutes. But then I realized I'm typically like going to, so you're right. If it's like the first activity of the day, I'm like going to the bathroom, washing my face, brushing my teeth, getting the appropriate clothes on, getting my coffee, getting like water and everything else. In my mind, that literally was like...
That takes no time.
Takes no time. Yeah. So like if I have an 11 o'clock meeting, if I am like...
We're doing that at 10:59.
10:58.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Let's get dressed.
You laugh, but like
that's the truth. I mean, I know that as someone who has many 11 o'clock meetings with you that are really 11:15 meetings. My time blindness, I think, coupled with my anxiety, works in the opposite way, where I am so afraid of being late that I give myself a minimum of 30 minutes to do anything. And it doesn't actually take 30 minutes to transition from one activity to another. It takes more like 7.
Yeah.
Living in the city, it takes... I give myself a minimum of 30 minutes to get anywhere, but I usually give myself 45 minutes. Yeah. There are some places that I go a lot, like the route between my house and Dry Bar. I know it will take me 20 minutes from the time I walk out the door to the time I walk into Nordstrom. So I know I can plan for that.
Yeah.
But it is not something that comes naturally. It's not something that I can just be like, yeah, I'll go around the corner. My husband the other day was making dinner and he was like, we really need an onion for this. I'm going to run to the store at the top of the street and get an onion. And I was like,
it's going to be 45 minutes.
It's going to take half an hour. He was like, I'm going to be gone for 5 minutes. It's like, I'm timing you, buddy.
Do we really need a 45-minute onion here?
We have to get the kids in bed in an hour and a half. Are you sure we have time for that?
I mean, this means that you and I usually sometimes get somewhere close on.
It's the same as our opposite circadian rhythms, where we're often in conflict with each other because our brains work differently in this regard.
Yes.
You want to stay up late and sleep in late, and I want to go to bed early and wake up early. You are going to be 15 minutes late to everything we do, and I would like to be 15 minutes early to everything that we do.
Which means that we're going to be about 11 minutes late. Yeah.
Yes. That's about how much sway I have. 4 minutes.
Like, it's fine. We're fine. All right. I remembered the thing I need to say.
Okay, great. Bring it.
Okay. People with neurodivergence often have like exhaustion issues where they just like can't quite execute. So it's like executive dysfunction. Like I can't even think about doing that. So there will be some days where I get like 2 tasks done, but then there's like the next day is like a great day.
Hyper-focused
and I will
day.
get 3,000 tasks done. Like, so a 40-hour work week is not a 40-hour work week. Like it might be like Monday was bad. And Tuesday was excellent.
Tuesday we locked in.
Wednesday was
I locked in
average.
yesterday. I don't have to do that today.
Like, it just has to be a balance. And I think that I can see that like people could perceive in a way that's like
in a world where you're going to a
lazy.
daily stand-up and one day you report that you did 1 thing and the next day you report that you did 40 things and the day after that you did 5, it's hard for the corporate world to make sense of that.
But I truly feel like I have to wake up every day and be like, what's
Kind of my energy
today?
level today? Yeah.
And do my best.
Yeah. We're all doing our best. I think that's the point. You know, we're doing the best that we can and it looks a little different every day and it looks a little different person to person, but there are tons of neurodivergent people in the workplace and it is okay for them to be who they are. There are many, many special skills that they provide. You catch a neurodivergent person on a locked-in, hyper-focused day, it's going to be a year's worth of work.
Watch out.
Watch out.
You're going to owe them money.
You owe them money. Like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Good luck out there, little podcast.